What if I told you that Ukraine might be on the brink of building a nuclear bomb? Shocking, right? But it doesn't stop there. Reports from the Sunday Times suggest this so-called Madman option could provoke Russia into a catastrophic response, one that the world might not recover from. Ukraine once held the world's third-largest nuclear arsenal. While those weapons were surrendered in 1993, the knowledge and resources still remain. Now, whispers of a nuclear revival are growing louder, and the global stakes couldn't be higher. Why would Ukraine take such a risk? How did we get to this breaking point? And what role does the US and Donald Trump play in this high-stakes game? In the next few minutes, we'll unravel the chilling truth about Ukraine's nuclear ambitions, the looming Russian threat, and the dangerous twists that could change global history forever. But to uncover all these details, I need to tell you the story from the beginning. Is Ukraine preparing to build a nuclear bomb? A chilling report from the Sunday Times has set off alarm bells worldwide, claiming that President Zelensky might be considering what's now being called the Madman option. But why would Ukraine take such a drastic step, and what could the consequences be? To fully grasp the gravity of this, we need to look at the history, the present crisis, and the potential fallout. In 1993, Ukraine made a monumental decision. It surrendered its nuclear weapons, the third largest arsenal in the world at the time. This was part of the Budapest Memorandum, where Ukraine, in exchange for giving up its arsenal, received security assurances from Russia, the US, and the UK. These promises were supposed to guarantee Ukraine's sovereignty and independence. But fast forward to 2014, when Russia annexed Crimea, and again to 2022, when Russian tanks rolled into Ukrainian territory, and those assurances seem little more than broken promises. Now, Ukraine finds itself in a desperate position. Its cities are under siege, its economy is in ruins, and its allies in the West are beginning to hesitate. With pressure mounting, Zelensky may be considering the unthinkable: a nuclear deterrent. The logic is simple. If Ukraine had nuclear weapons, would Russia dare to invade? But logic doesn't always align with reality. So how feasible is it for Ukraine to build a bomb? Experts believe it's not as far-fetched as it seems. While Ukraine doesn't have an active nuclear arsenal, it retains the scientific expertise and the infrastructure to produce weapons-grade material. In fact, Ukraine still holds significant amounts of nuclear materials that could be enriched into weapons-grade uranium. The blueprint for such a bomb could be based on the Fat Man design, the weapon used on Nagasaki during World War II. Although Ukraine's hypothetical bomb would likely be much smaller, with just 10% of the power, its impact would still be devastating. Military experts suggest it could destroy entire Russian bases, strategic airports, or critical infrastructure. Russia has already issued stark warnings. Any attempt by Ukraine to develop nuclear weapons would be considered an existential threat, a red line that could trigger a catastrophic response. Just imagine the chain reaction. Russia strikes preemptively, NATO gets drawn in, and the world inches closer to global conflict. And let's not forget the international stage. A nuclear-armed Ukraine would shatter decades of arms control efforts. It could also spark a dangerous arms race in the region, with other countries rushing to bolster their own defenses. The risks extend far beyond Ukraine and Russia. Meanwhile, the US role in this conflict is evolving. Donald Trump Jr. recently suggested that US financial support for Ukraine might end if his father returns to power. This has left Ukraine increasingly uncertain about its future, which may explain why Zelensky is exploring extreme measures. But even if Ukraine succeeds in building a bomb, the consequences could be catastrophic. Russia might see this as justification to launch its own nuclear strike, turning an already devastating war into a global crisis. And the fallout wouldn't just affect Ukraine and Russia, it would impact all of us. This raises the ultimate question: is this nuclear gamble Ukraine's only option, or is there another path, one that avoids the unimaginable cost of escalation? The world is watching, and the choices made now will shape the future of global peace and security. What do you think? Could Ukraine's nuclear ambitions lead to peace, or total destruction? Let us know in the comments below. And if you want more insights into global politics, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell,